Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a topic that we rarely get involved in because we've been so focused on Citizen AY and also not Citizen AY. Let me rephrase that. We've been so focused on our contraption. One of the reasons why the platform is called Citizen AY is that we recognize that in the contraption called Nigeria, we don't have a voice, and the constitution is rarely respected. It's never respected by the contraption called Nigeria. So the name Citizen AY came from that, and the realization that you as a citizen, you don't have any rights to healthcare, to fair treatment, to justice, nothing of the sort. That's why Citizen AY came about. Now, the topic we're going to talk about now is something that very slightly different, but it does relate to it if you think about it in a roundabout way. But I'll explain what I mean. Here we have a guy called Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Let me bring him up. That's him there. He's a player. He's a great, brilliant footballer. No doubt. You know, he's brilliant. He's got moves. He's got everything. He scores goals, you know. He's very, very good. But I've noticed one or two things about how he does things. This is Zlatan. And I wondered why I say, okay, he's a very good player. I just didn't warm to him. I never warmed to Zlatan. And now I know why. I know why I didn't warm to him. There was something that was just telling me, So what I mean by that, a few months ago, there was something, he was involved in something. I'm going to play the video of what he was involved in. And now, so that's the first issue. And now we will now bring in the Lebron James, and you will now understand what I mean is that what I'm about to say about Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Now, it's of course my own views, but I think what we need to be doing as Africans is to support one another. I 100% support Lebron James and James Lukaku, which you will see coming up in the coming video. I listened to the words that Zlatan Ibrahimovic said to him. Just listen and listen to what we're about to play now. Here we go. I'll just get that up. Listen. Now, it says here, Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Romelu Lukaku were involved in a heated altercation at halftime last night. Ibrahimovic taunted Lukaku and infuriated him by laughing in his face before the pair went head to head. Go to Vodoo Sh, you little donkey, Ibrahimovic told Lukaku in English, alluding to an episode during Lukaku's time at Everton. In 2018, Everton's majority shareholder Fahad Moshiri suggested Lukaku had declined a new Everton contract after heading the advice of a voodoo message. Lukaku, who won in 2017 and had joined Manchester, rejected outright any notion of voodooism influencing the decision to leave Everton. In an interview with the BBC in January, a representative of the player raised the possibility of taking legal action against Moshiri, pointing out Lukaku was in fact a Catholic. Both players were booked over the incident. So, Milan manager Stefano Pioli and his inter counterpart Antonio Conte played down the row, saying they had not had the players arguing and blamed any tension on the nature of the fixture as a Milan derby. But Italian derby La Repubblica said that the clash was a poor spectacle that spoiled a great game, while Corriere della Sera said it was a case of one goal each, but a bad scenario for everyone. Corriere della Sport called it a shameful episode. So now, according to Milan Sports Daily Gazette, Dello Sport, Ibrahimovic apologized to his team for getting sent off, but denied using racist terms against Lukaku. Now, I am going to play the video. And I want you to listen to the words used by Zlatan Ibrahimovic, this person who is now put it upon himself to give advice to Lebron James, the footballer and the basketballer. Listen to this. Let's listen now. Listen.
Lukaku didn't like that from his compatriot Salamakers and
Did you hear that? From a player. Did you hear that? Is that not racism? Go do your voodoo shit. From from Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Go do your voodoo shit. And he's entitled, by the way, and this is one thing, as I'm an African, I take offense to even try for you to try and to belittle what is spiritual to us Africans. You know nothing about what you're talking about, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. You know nothing, and you show a lack of regard for people's culture, people's way of life. Just because you don't understand something doesn't make it wrong. Let's go on. You see, your little donkey. And that's someone that's trying to give advice to Lebron James, right? That's someone trying to give advice to Lebron James, right? Let's play on.
Ibrahimovic and Lukaku exchanging words. Ibrahimovic and Lukaku both sanctioned with a yellow card, and Inter have lost their top scorer for a potential semi-final second.
We believe for Lukaku.
Look at the way he's talking. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. His self-importance, or whatever you want to call it. From, no doubt he's a great player, and I don't belittle his talent. Don't get me wrong. But with that attitude, to come and talk about voodoo and try to make joke, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't. You do not. And you do not come and abuse someone's culture, our way of doing things in Africa, because you don't understand it. And that's one of the things we will be challenging as a group of people, and I hope others will join us. Other Africans, start speaking up. Nobody goes around and says the gargoyles that are on the one that was burnt down by the French is anything bad. In fact, it's part of their culture. So what right have you to actually belittle an African culture? I take great offense to that. So that's point number one. Let's listen on.
Second yellow card for both. Apologies if you can pick up any bad language across the effects microphone. They aren't conversing in English. Ibrahimovic once joked that he would give Lukaku £50 because the stadium announcer mentioned 2 added minutes. We only played 1. Paolo Valeni, I think, trying to avoid a fight. Defay having words with Lukaku, who's completely... Ibra and Milan on top. They lead by 1-0.
In the net, and Milan lead in the derby, but it's...
Now, I wanted to play it in its entirety. So I needed to play that in its entirety, because, and I'm going to go back to the point of what and you will see it on the screen for quite a lot of time. That's what it's saying. Go do your voodoo shit. That's from Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Go do your voodoo shit. Is that not racism? Because everybody knows that voodoo, whatever you call it, is an African thing. It's an African belief system that should not be belittled. I embrace who I am. You have no right to belittle who I am. I don't give you that power. None of us give you that power. You do not, and you can never take it. And since you're going there, the first people on this planet are Africans. Go look it up. So before you start getting on your high horse trying to come and say nonsense, just know that we're the first people on the planet. The oldest woman found on earth is Dinkesh, an Ethiopian woman, millions of years old. Go look it up. So before you start talking, Zlatan, understand what you're doing. It's very, very wrong. And because of what you've done now, you are in no position to talk to Lebron James. You are in no position to talk about anything when it comes to dealing with issues of life. When LeBron James is talking and helping hundreds of children in the US, Africans, and he's talking about issues that affect their lives, he's been there. He's been about that life. He knows what he's talking about. Do you know what he's talking about? Do you know what he's talking about? You don't. You don't know about racism. I'm not saying you haven't faced hardships, don't get me wrong, but racism and hardship is what we're talking about here. Racism and hardship. You faced hardship because I know you've come from that area in the Eastern Europe, and I understand that. Like I said, nobody belittles you at your talent, but to say the words that you say, go do your voodoo shit, and then you have the guts to say to LeBron James, a great player, MVP several times, breaking awards all over the place. You've done yours. The least you could have done is, if you're not sure, zip it. You don't understand what you're letting yourself into. And we will speak up. We will speak up. I support LeBron James 1000%. He's a great role model, and he's trying to do the very best he can. With the platform he has every right to speak up for people, for black people, for Africans. He should. And that's what he's doing. And you have no right to ever say anything to him. Look at the words you said. Your words. It's on the screen. Go do your voodoo shit. You don't get away with, you don't come out and then come and say, oh, trying to look. Now let's go and look at what you said. Now let's go and read what you said. I'm going to post that there. I'll leave it. Now let's go and look at what you said to him. Now I'm going to read to people. I want to read. So Zlatan says to LeBron James. Let me just see if I can get that up. Is that okay? Let me just bring that up here. And then I'll play the video, and I'm keeping him in the shot. 1 second, please. Just give me a minute. Just bear with me. I'm just trying to make sure I get this absolutely right. Huh? Now, okay, is that correct? Not quite there yet. Just give me a minute. Not quite there yet. I think it is, but let's see if we can do something. Okay, now. So now, as you can see on the screen, it says Zlatan Ibrahimovic to LeBron James. Do what you're good at. Stay out of politics. Here's a little advice for you then. Do what you're good at. Stop being racist. Okay? Do what you're good at. Football, stick to football. Take your own advice. Okay? If you do that, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. Okay? We take no pleasure. It is not fun that you come up. Africans for 700 years have been through hell of people being racist. Nobody's asking for you to feel sorry. No. It is time we stand up, and we will stand up. We will call out racism wherever we see it. To say to somebody, go do your voodoo shit. It's just that is totally racist. And it is insensitive to say that. And there's nothing wrong with voodoo. There's nothing wrong with it. And we reject anything about you saying, if you don't understand something, don't speak about it. And then don't try and come and give advice. And now you come and you're trying to say, oh, I want to give some advice. What advice are you going to give? In the face of what advice can somebody who says, go do your voodoo shit, have to say to LeBron? What advice could you possibly have? I'd like to know. What advice? You're a great player. We hold you in high regard in that respect. But your words, you need to think about your words. And you should be viewing yourself as a role model that you are. That the things you say and do and actions that you take, the youths will be following. Now you saying that, some other kid would be saying, go do your voodoo shit, because you said it. Yeah, words have power. Because you said, go do your voodoo shit. They won't even understand. And before you talk about voodoo shit, do you know what it means? Do you understand? And even if he did take that decision, is it your business? Is it yours? Is it yours something to laugh at? Is it? Is it? If somebody were to curse your religion, how would you feel? And I know Muslims react to that. But it's okay to say that about voodoo, right? Is it? Is it okay? Is it okay? No, it's not okay. And that's why we're calling it out. Now, let's go on. Let me just play the bit where I want to get to 1 second. Where is it? Now let me play this one. 1 second. Whilst that is going on, I don't want this to. I'm going to do this. Now,
Hey, Harry.
For a minute.
Hello, mate.
What's my best bet?
Your best bet is to stay in control. So head over to BetVictor's safer gambling portal to make sure you're playing smart.
Okay, now
to put this in perspective,
let's listen to
from Laura Ingram telling
listen
LeBron
to
James to just shut up and
that's
dribble.
it.
Well, that's what we as athletes, particularly athletes of color, have done for generations.
Yes,
without seeing any real change in our community.
Let's play back what Shaka Hislop said. Is it Shaka Hislop? I think it is. Listen back again. This generation, we ain't taking it. We ain't taking it. You are not going to tell us just shut up and play. Don't say anything else. And that's exactly the point I was making. It's particularly in the light of the actions of Ibrahimovic. Go do your voodoo shit. That's what you said. Those are your words. Now let's go back.
Put this in perspective. We're 2.5 years out from Laura Ingram telling LeBron James to just shut up and dribble. Well, that's what we as athletes, particularly athletes of color, have done for generations.
Indeed.
Without seeing any real change in our communities. While the people of color, black and brown skins, continue to be weaponized against us.
Exactly.
What we've done in response, and what LeBron so well articulated, is that we'll continue to dribble, but we won't shut up.
Exactly.
We'll kneel.
Exactly.
We'll march. We'll protest. We wear Breonna Taylor's names on our backs. We wear Black Lives Matter on our arms. But we will not shut up.
Exactly.
And still, as we saw this week, we continue to feel as though our communities are under threat at the hands of law enforcement. And you saw that again this week in Kenosha. And what you're now seeing is after we've continued to dribble but refused to shut up, what you're now seeing from these athletes and these teams is the next step of where we are prepared to take our dissatisfaction in our communities. What we've seen is just a hint of what may be to come. That if we have to, we will also stop dribbling. If that is going to be the spark that brings about the change in our communities.
Indeed.
We continue to tell our stories. We continue to have the uncomfortable conversations. And until we have reason to believe or recognize significant change where a black 12-year-old kid in Tamir Rice can stand at a playground playing with a toy gun and be shot by police, not be perceived to be as big a threat as a 17-year-old walking with an assault rifle.
Yes.
Where a 17-year-old black kid in Trayvon Martin with a bag of Skittles in his hand can be hunted, yet a 17-year-old with a weapon of war can be protected.
Exactly.
That speaks to our dissatisfaction
Indeed.
And our frustration at the hands of police and law enforcement. That needs to be addressed and addressed effectively. Because as we've seen with the George Floyd murder marches and the support for Black Lives Matter, is that this isn't just about Kenosha. This isn't just about Minneapolis. This isn't just about US. This is a global movement and a global recognizing of the frustrations of the black communities here in the US and the world over.
So now I'm going to do something. And when you see this video, please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. And I urge you all to please do so. We need your support indeed. 1 second. Where is that thing? I did go in here and to ask a question on here. Okay, no, I don't want that. I want to just quickly show something and I can't find it. How do I do that? How do I do that? do I do that? I need to do something very important. It's really, really important. In fact, it's very, very, extremely important. So here's what I'm going to do. Give me a minute. I'm going to go back. I want to just check this one again. 1 second. I want to just check what was said. When was this done? Okay. Now, I'm going to try something. I will try something. Hope it works, but I will try. If it doesn't, but I'm going to try anyway. Don't worry, I'm still in short. I'm just trying to get a few things done. And that you will see it anyway. I just want to make sure this is very important message. And before what we want to do is the likes of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, before they make statements about things, they need to think about their own actions. And there is nothing better than putting before them their words, their deeds, so that they can now think about how much their action actually impacts people and what damage it does to the youth. They're supposed to be role models, yeah? A role model certainly doesn't turn around and use these words that he used. So we're going to try and, okay. So that's what he's saying to Lukaku. Now let's have a look again. Let me see if I can play that bit for you. 1 second, please. 1 second. I'm going to move it back. It seems to be, I'll keep that in there. I want you to know, to see what I'm talking about. It's a double standard. For him to say he has no business on the strength of what you've just seen on this video. Ibrahimovic has nothing. He cannot even say boo to Lebron James. Now we're going to try and play Lebron James for you. I'll try and get him up. Let me just see if I can. There's something that I'm still not satisfied with what I've got there, but I want to try something. Hopefully, if I can, I will get it, but I want to make sure that I get something to really make this impactful. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to find it, but I don't know if it's here. Okay, it's not going to let me go any further, but we will try. Just trying to find this thing because it would really make a better statement when you have everything in there. But if it doesn't, it's okay. We will find a way to get it going. So what I will do, in fact, yeah, I've got a better way now. I got it now. Got it. Okay, that's fine. I knew there would be a way. If I waited long enough, the idea would come to me. And of course, it has. Is materialized. So I will do it this way. That way it stops any delays or anything. Then I can now do what I need to do with it, which is, whilst we're talking on air, just give me a minute. I'm going to try and do this. Okay, let me do this now. So how I do it, I am going to go in here. Okay, and now, okay, so now I'm going to quickly make this small. Now, let's have a look. Okay, so now. So, there we go. So, now. Let's do it again. So I'm going to try and hear this now. Okay, so I'm going to just see something for a second. 1 minute. Okay, so now anyway, I think I've got what I wanted. I've got what I wanted from that. Now let's go and look for something on what LeBron James, the consummate professional. Let's see how we did it. Now, before I go forward, I want to just read the words of the same Zlatan. Let's read what he's had to say. Now let's read it. I want to just check here. Is that the one? No, I don't want to check that one. Do I? No, that one, sorry. Not that one. Sorry about that. Okay. What I want to do is to do this. Sorry. I'm trying to check something here. Now, these are his words. He said, now it says here, Speaking in an interview in Sweden on Thursday, although he admired James' talent, it's a mistake when athletes step out of their lane and get involved socially and politically. So, socially and politically, stepped out of your lane. So, is this not stepping out of your own lane too? Or did you have a convenient amnesia about this one? Did you have a convenient amnesia about this one? Please explain that to us, Zlatan, whatever Ibrahimovic, because that's a racist statement. We cannot be silent anymore. We've seen enough Trevor killings, too much Trevor Martin killings, George Floyd, and Tamir Rice. We've seen enough of that. And by your actions, you will justify others who will try and attack young men like Tamir Rice because they believe, oh, they're black and they do voodoo shit, like you say, in your own words. So you have nothing to say to LeBron James. Nothing. You have nothing to say to LeBron James. And I'm backing LeBron James 1000%. Now, let's go and look at this. I just want to bring some more things. If I can find some more stuff about how LeBron James, what he's actually said. Let's find out now. Let's find out for you. Because the things that you do, it's very, very important how you carry yourself. And LeBron James is a consummate professional. So let's go and find something about him and I'll bring that up. Is that it here? No. That is over there. 1 second, please. I don't want to bring in yet until I know. So give me a minute. LeBron James. So let's type that in and then let's say, I want to hear him on this particular subject. Let's hear him because it's actually good to hear a moving documentary from him. So it's not even a question. LeBron James is a great guy. Let's have a look. So let's listen to what he's going to say about this. Hope he says something because I want to hear him. What did he say? Now let's listen to what he said. So now this is the things he said. I'm going to bring that in. That's it. In fact, let me bring that in right now. Copy. And then I'm going to put it, we're going to measure him by his own actions. Since he's very quick to measure other people, we're going to measure Ibrahimovic by his own actions. Since he's very good at doing that, since he's quick to mouth off, here we go. Listen to this.
Yeah. I liked a lot, and I mean, the phenomenal in what he's doing. But I don't like when people, when they have some kind of status, they go in and they do politics at the same time what they're doing. Do what you're good at. Category you do. Play football because I'm the best in playing politics. I would be a politician, I would do politics. The first mistake people come in a certain status. Stay out of it. Just do what you're best. Doesn't look good.
Right. Okay. So you say. So explain how saying go do your voodoo shit is good. Does that look good? Does that look good, Zlatan? Does you saying go do your voodoo shit, does it look good? Because as a black man, I take offense. How dare you? I'm telling you, go look at your history. Go read your history. The first people on this planet are black people. And you don't know your history, obviously. That's why you're opening your mouth and saying that nonsense. And then you have the temerity to judge somebody else about, oh, just do what you're good at. So are you good at saying go do your voodoo shit, or is it football? You tell me. Because you said it. These are your words. Zlatan, these are your words. These are your words. Don't take my mouth. It's on here. Let's play it out for everybody to see. One more time.
Ibrahimovic and Lukaku exchanging words.
So let's go back again. I'm going to play back to the point where, so when he's talking about all of this stuff, it's trying to judge and talk and talk with the, let's listen to this one. Listen again. Listen.
Ibrahimovic and Lukaku exchanging words. Ibrahimovic,
I'm going to just play that.
Ibrahimovic and Lukaku exchanging words.
One more time. One more time, so you know. That's the man in red is
Ibrahimovic.
Now let's go back again. Now. So, that's very good look, isn't it? Zlatan Ibrahimovic. That's a very good look. You open with your own mouth and you say to a black man, go do your voodoo shit. Whatever he does, whatever he consults is none of your goddamn business. If anybody spoke to you about Islam, you will take offense to it. That's the point. But obviously, you weren't aware of that. We are making you aware. Do not come and try and belittle any African. You don't know our history. Without us, there'd be no you. There'd be nobody else on this planet. Without us, there'd be nobody else on this planet. We are the first people of this planet. And the actions that you show now, as good a player as you are, you've crossed the line. And all of us, we should let you know. We won't be silent about this. We will not. We're supporting. I'm not a sports player, but I am a social commentator, and I feel it's my duty to speak on something this passionate. Football is something that can be a powerful force for good. This is not a force for good, what you just did here. It's a force that is being used to oppress and suppress Africans. The words you use are racist. They are racist. And telling LeBron James to be quiet. What gives you the right to say that when you offer this or utter this? And even if whatever I did, you have no right to tell him to be quiet. None. Are you quiet outside of football? Away from football? Are you quiet? Are you quiet? Do you maintain your composure? Because you obviously lost your composure that you resorted to racist abuse. Because this is tantamount to racist abuse. For you to say, go do and use, and then you want to, and let's just play back. There you go. Now, look at this. Look at that face. Yeah? Look at that face. Now look at the same face. And it's talking all calm and everything else. Look at that.
Yeah, I liked a lot, and I mean, phenomenal in what he's doing. But I don't like when people, when they have some kind of status, they go in and they do politics at the same time what they're doing. Do what you're good at. Category you do. Play football because I'm the best in playing politics. I would be a politician, I would do politics. The first mistake people come in a certain status. Stay out of it. Just do what you're best. Doesn't look good.
I think you should take your own advice. Zlatan, do you know something? I think you should take your own advice. Saying go do your voodoo shit. Stop it. It's not what you're good at. You're good at football. Stick to football. Before you give advice to anybody else, Zlatan, a little tip. Follow your own advice. Okay? You be all right if you do that. Okay? You be all right. Listen, we don't appreciate you talking. If anybody spoke about Islam, do you know the kind of things? No, gone are those days when black people are going to be silent in the face of this racism, blatant racism going on. We will speak on it. And like Shaka Islop said, if it comes to it, we need to take further steps, maybe not dribble, we will. Because we are tired, we are fed up, I'm tired of this world where racism is now the rule of the day and everything else is being done. No, we're not accepting this. We will speak up. And I join and I support LeBron James 100%. Now let's look for some positivity out of this in terms of what LeBron James said. Let's listen to what he has to say and watch the contrast the difference. And I'll bring it up. Give me a minute, please. I'm just going to try and find out for you. I want to make sure I get you a place where he's talking. and listen to him. Here we go. Thank you. Let's have a look at this. Okay, I like this. Copy. So listen to LeBron James. Listen to him. Just listen. I just want you to just listen to LeBron James. Now listen. Here we go.
Today, I would never shut up about things that's wrong. I preach about my people, and I preach about equality.
Thank you.
Social injustice, racism.
Exactly.
Systematic voting, voter suppression.
That's it.
Things that go on in our community. Because I was a part of my community at one point and seeing the things that was going on, and I know what's going on still because I have a group of 300 plus kids at my school going through the same thing, and they need a voice. And I'm their voice. I'm their voice, and I use my platform to continue to shed light on everything that may be going on, not only in my community, but around the, this country and around the world. So, if there's no reason, well, no, I won't say no reason, but there's no way I will ever just stick to the course because I understand how, how this platform and how powerful my voice is. And it's funny he say that because I believe in like 2018, a guy who said when he was back in Sweden, talking about the same things because his last name wasn't a certain last name that he felt like it was some racism going on out in the pitch.
Oh, okay. See, okay. Oh, so it's even see.
I thought he said that. So I speak from a very educated mind. So I'm kind of the wrong guy to actually go at because it's my homework.
What did I tell you guys? What did I tell you guys? Compare and contrast. Despite the label, of millions of they've tried to label Africans as slaves. We had history before. Slavery was an imposition, unjust, and it still remains unjust today. The millions that many have profited from are still benefiting from is on the backs of slavery of our ancestors. We know our history, and we're going to make sure that the coming generation are aware of all of it. It's not buried. We know. Don't think we don't know. We know. We are fully aware. And the more the knowledge spreads, the weaker the system gets. The system of oppression will get weaker. It is as simple as that. All we have to do is just speak truth to power, and it will crumble. You just watch. Now, so, like I was saying, LeBron James just said it all. The last line. I want you to listen to the last line.
He did say that, right?
Listen.
Yeah. I thought he said that. So
yeah.
I speak from a very educated mind. So I'm kind of the wrong guy to actually go at because it's my homework.
There you go. We do our homework. Yeah. And we have to, because many have tried to tell us lies about our history. They've tried to twist up to be down and down to be up and everything else. So it's kind of like in our DNA to dig further. And there is this compass in us that's saying, no, you need to seek the truth. Seek the truth, and ye shall be free. Seek the truth, and ye shall be free. And the truth coming out, those who told us lies, they don't want the truth to come out. But we will continue to speak truth to power. So, Zlatan, before you say you didn't say anything, you didn't do anything, it wasn't you, it wasn't all that, that's you. Before you go give anybody an advice, Zlatan, I suggest you stop saying that kind of word. You don't say anything. You do not. Whatever Lukaku wishes to do with voodoo, which is part of our African spirituality, and there's nothing wrong with African spirituality. In fact, it is the beginning of everything else. Okay? It's the beginning. Without Africa, there'll be nothing else. Without African great kingdoms, Benin Kingdom, Egypt, in fact, I call it the proper name, Kemet, the many civilizations that came with many ideas. Mansa Musa, We were the first to cross the Atlantic, circumnavigate the entire world. But they won't tell you that. A little tip, Zlatan, go read They Came Before Columbus. Go read that, okay? Let me see if I can find that book for you. I'll help you. I'll help you if I can find it for you. No, it's not here. But listen, I'll show you something as well. You might not want to read it, but it doesn't matter. You pick up any book. I'll show you a little book here. See that book there? Civilization of Barbarism. That's another book you can read. And it's by Sheikh Anta Diop, a great African. He was a man who conclusively proved that ancient Egyptians were black people. Don't take my words for it. He conclusively proved it in this book, and they couldn't. The whole world could not refute his assertions, and they had to, in the end, agree. So we know our history, okay? So, Zlatan, a little tip. Think before you open your mouth, and do not go give advice to somebody. He said, like he said, I'm the wrong person to come out. Lebron James is the wrong person to come out, and we're letting you know. We're letting you know. And the others who are coming up with racist statements, we're watching. We're not going to abuse you, but we're just going to point out when you are absolutely racist. You do not come up with that kind of stuff. You do not come up with the racist statement. Voodoo shit. Go do your voodoo shit. What does that mean? What's wrong with voodoo? Are you saying Christianity and Islam are the only things that to be practiced in this world? And what does that say about free speech if you say that? And if you're saying we can't, is that not denying somebody their right to be able to practice what is of their own birthright, of their own land? Zlatan, over to you. Of course, you're a free man, I'm a free man. But when you speak up about things that impact our coming generation, it is our duty to speak up on it. It is our duty, and we will speak up on it. Lebron James, I thank you for your being a consummate professional, and do not let anybody. Your platform, you're absolutely right. You must use it to speak up on the injustices. It's gone on for too long. Nobody should tell you and just say shut up and dribble and all of that. They're the ones, and when they make statements like that, it shows that the racism. When he makes a statement just focused on the sport, it shows the racism. And unfortunately, he is also, from what he's been told now, has faced racism. And he should know better. In fact, I'm actually more infuriated knowing that now. I'm actually more infuriated. I'm disappointed in Zlatan. As great a player as you are, I'm truly disappointed in you. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please watch this podcast, share it, have a discussion around it. What's your view on it? It's not a question of to try and point fingers, but the pictures that you see there. Let me just make sure I missed. I don't want you to miss the words. So Ibrahimovic says that. You can see what it says in the print. It says Ibrahimovic is saying to Lukaku, a black player, go do your voodoo shit. The same man that's trying to tell LeBron James to stick to what he's good at. I suggest you stick to playing football and stop trying to say the stuff about voodoo shit, because it is actually racist to say that when you think deeply about what you're saying. That's part of who we are as Africans. If you don't understand it, say you don't understand it, but do not go and stand laughing about it. It is not something to laugh about. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. If this resonates with you, please share this broadcast. I thank you for watching. You've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube and, of course, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm doing something here, and this is just to help. I have this product that I'm using, AG Sarah, and that product, it's a plant-based product. And what I've started using it myself. I've been using it since around about December time. I started using it, and I've been keeping notes. Now it's 1 sachet a day. You take a sachet a day. Yeah. So I take a sachet a day, and 1 in the morning I do, and that's what it is. And you just open it and pour it under your tongue, and in the morning before anything else, and then you drink warm water with it. Now what I've done, as you all know, I've got chronic pain. So with the chronic pain, it made things really bad. And a friend of mine who also had issues, she said, oh, why don't you try this? This is what I use. I try and it helps me. And I thought, I tried everything else, CBD oil, everything else. It wasn't really, after a while, it wasn't really helping. So I used it. I started using this for about 2 months now. and I can see that it is helping. I'm not saying it stopped the pain totally, but it's made it manageable for me. It's more manageable. I'm still in chronic pain. I still can't walk far because of my chronic back pain. I've got metal plates in my back. So that is an issue. So I use a mobility scooter to get around if I have to walk far, you know. But I'm, you know, all that, I'm still doing this because I passionately believe in our nation. But this is something that it might be beneficial to people. And they sell this product all over the world. So if you're interested, do get in touch with Citizen AY. Leave a message in the comment box or inbox me on the number that you see there. WhatsApp me and talk to me about AG Sarah. And I can tell you how we can go about doing that. And that can be helpful. This is all to help. What I would actually like to say is that I recognize that we have our own products back home. What we need to do to be able to have safety and security to allow those things to flourish. And then we can promote it just like we're promoting this. Because they can only promote things like this from Malaysia and other countries because their country is relatively safe and secure. We don't have that in Nigeria, in that contraption called Nigeria, or in Yoruba land. And this time, when we get Yoruba land, we are going to provide conditions in which people, our local medicines will be sold around the world and promoted just like we're promoting this one. So, but in the meantime, please, if you're interested in this, if it can help you, it's meant to help with in terms of diabetes and other things as well. It's meant to help. I don't know, but I can only vouch for what I've done so far. If it resonates with you, please do share it. It's called AG Sarah. Get in touch. The number is on the screen. So there we have that done. What I want to say at this point is please subscribe to us. Click on the button that you see on the screen, the red button on Citizen AY on YouTube. Go and do so now. I thank you all for joining me. Talk soon. Bye for now. Bye. Please donate to Yoruba Rescue Fund. It is time to build a great Yoruba nation.